Hello guys, what is up? It's Zebruhfy here, and I know I didn't upload last week. I was kind of busy, and I'm back this week though. I'm here with a tutorial on how to optimize your PC. We have 5 applications that we're going to be going through today that will speed up your PC, remove junk files, get rid of viruses, malware, adware, etc. Anything like that, guys. We have 5 applications today that I'm going to be going through with you guys that will help you speed up your PC, get more FPS, optimize your PC, etc. So anyway, there will be a pack linked in the description, guys. Everyone who wants to go through these steps with me, make sure you download the pack in the description before continuing. And yeah, we're going to hop right into it. So in the folder, we have starting off with CCleaner, GeForce Experience, Malwarebytes, Mem Reduct, and Nvidia Inspector. Now, I will explain what all of these do, but first let's start off by opening up CCleaner. So once you open up CCleaner, it's going to look something like this, and it's going to start on a page called Health Check, most likely. So you're just going to want to go through this real quick, click next, get started, and it's going to check your PC health, and it's going to be like your PC feels under the weather, blah, blah, blah. Now you can see privacy, it's got trackers to remove, and space, it's got junk to remove. Now speed and security, there's nothing to update or disable because I've already done this manually, which I'm also going to be showing you guys how to do because it's a very important thing. It'll make your computer start up and load a lot faster when you first start. So click make it better, just do that real quick. You don't need Pro. Pro doesn't really do anything, especially for me. I've got 0 things to do. But now, I'm going to show you guys how to disable your startup applications. So we're going to open up Task Manager. If you don't know how to do that, 1, you can right-click on the taskbar, Task Manager, or 2, you could search up Task Manager and open this up. It should bring up like this. Now, we're going to see Processes. You're going to want to head over to the Startup tab right up here, Startup. Now, you're going to see all of these applications. You're going to have a lot of them enabled most likely if you haven't already done this, which I'm guessing most of you guys have not done this. So you're going to want to right click on everything, disable, if you know for a fact that you don't need it. So I have literally everything disabled except for an NZXT cam because that controls the fan speed and I can see the thermals and stuff on my computer. So when it first opens up, cooling, it'll automatically readjust all the fan speeds when I first boot up my computer. So that's the only reason I have this one on. And that is, other than that, I'd say disable literally everything. Unless you have something that is important that you know you need to have on, this will just take up, 1, it'll be running in the background on your computer, 2, it'll make your computer take longer to boot up. So disable everything you don't need and X that out. We're going to hop right back into it. Sorry, guys. But now back in CCleaner, after you do the health check, it's going to remove all your stuff. Removed. Now you can go to custom clean. Okay, now this is another important one. What I'd recommend doing is whatever internet browser you primarily use, so let's say, for instance, you use Chrome. You'd find Chrome on here. Maybe it's under applications. Maybe it's under Windows. But you'd find Chrome. Or I'm using Microsoft Edge, so I'm just going to show you with Microsoft Edge. It would be the same thing for any other browser, though. So I'm going to check all of these just because I really don't use Microsoft Edge, right? So I'm just going to check these all. Now, Edge Chromium, I do use this one. So all I'm going to do for Edge Chromium, which if you were at Chrome or something like that, you would check internet cache, check that, cookies, check that, internet history, check that, download history, check that, and last download location, you can also check that. Now, what you don't want to clear is session, saved form information, saved passwords, and compact databases. Unless you want to get rid of your saved passwords and your saved form information, then I would check those, but, usually it's just a hassle because then you have to redo everything, and it's, I'd recommend not checking those unless you want to. Now, Internet Explorer, same thing. I'd check everything because, who uses Internet Explorer, let's be honest. Now, Windows, another important thing. You're going to want to check you're going to want to check the top 5. So leave network passwords unchecked because I'm guessing you don't want to reset your network passwords. Now system, you're going to want to check literally everything, okay? Check everything here. Now advanced, you want to check all of these. Just go through. It's going to ask you to click OK on literally everything, guys. It's okay though, I promise. Your PC will still work just as fine. Maybe even better after this. Okay. So now, you don't want to check wipe free space. Do not check wipe free space. That's not good. Do not check that one. So you want to have all of these checked. You want to have all of these checked except for wipe free space. Now we're going to head over to application. And you're going to want to check pretty much everything over here, I'd recommend. Now you're going to want to click analyze. And I don't have that much to remove. But then you're going to click run cleaner. Click continue. And it'll just take about 3 seconds to do this. Yes. And there we go. Now it cleared 4. That's not that much space, but if you've never done this before, you're most likely going to have a lot more than that to remove. Just saying. And now registry, you want to go in here, scan for issues. Now it's going to most likely find a lot of stuff for you guys. It's just going to find missing files, things that are mistakenly messed up. Now you're going to want to click fix selected issues. I'd recommend clicking yes, but I'm going to click no just because I've already done this. Now click fix all selected issues, close. Okay. Now once you've done that, we are basically done in CCleaner. You can also use this to uninstall any applications you do not like. Okay, now we can X out CCleaner. Now we're going to head into the next application, which is GeForce Experience. Now GeForce Experience, we're not going to be doing too much in here, but we're just going to open it up, click drivers, check for updates. Just make sure it's updated. If you've got a check and it says GeForce Game Ready driver, make sure it is updated, and if not, update it. And also, if you don't use GeForce Experience to save clips or record, make sure to disable in-game overlay. Turn it off. I have it on because I use it to record clips, but if you don't, then turn it off because it'll just give you more input delay and use up more resources on your computer. Alright, now we're done in GeForce Experience. We can head over to Malwarebytes. Now, this is one I've showed in previous videos. This is a software that I highly recommend, guys. It's 100% free, and it does outstanding work for your computer. So what you want to do is you want to just open it up. Literally just click scan, okay? So you're going to click scan, and I'm going to go on to the next thing because this is going to take a while, but I'll show you guys the results. Basically what it does is it goes through all the files on your computer, scans for malware, adware, and viruses, and it won't just tell you have them. Like, you know, you've probably used other virus softwares before. You've seen where it's just like, you have this many viruses, pay this much to remove them, and it like makes you pay. But no, this is 100% free, so that's why I highly recommend it, and it works. It's free and it works better than probably a lot of other virus softwares that are paid even. So I'm just gonna let this scan in the background, and then I'll go back to it after we're done. Now, another software that I highly recommend is MemReduct. This is just a very simple software. What it does is it defragments your RAM. So every time you start up your PC, it'll clean your RAM to make sure that your RAM is running at the full optimal speeds and that it's all 100% reset and you've got the most available memory possible. So what you want to do when you open this up, you want to go through the installer quick, click clean memory, click yes, and bam, it cleans your memory. Now you'll see if I go to task manager and if I go to look at memories only has 10% used up, and there's literally like nothing using up memory, but my computer's still working perfectly fine. So we literally have 85% of our memory free right now. And I don't like, especially this mainly helps if you have less memory. Like if you have 8 gigabytes, then I would highly recommend this. If you have 16, you don't need it, but I'd still recommend it if you have 16, just to make sure that, you know, your memory's cleaned up and it's running at the optimal speeds and it's working well, you know. But if you have 32 gigabytes, probably don't really want to worry about the software. I have 16 though, so I have it just to make sure. And now one more setting in here after we've cleaned the memory. What you want to do, settings, and you want to check load on system startup, and you want to check start minimized. and you want to uncheck periodically check for updates. Now, we should just have these 3 checked: load on system startup, start minimized, and confirm memory cleaning start. So once you have those 3 checked, you can X this out, and now it'll stay open in the tray, and you can hover over it and see your physical memory, how much is being used up, and etc. It'll tell you your statistics, but you don't really need to worry about it. It'll automatically do its thing if you just set it to start on startup. Now, let's go back to Malwarebytes and check this out. Okay, look, so it found 3 malware, guys. So I'm actually not going to remove these. Sometimes it'll find things that say they are malware that aren't actually malware. So I'm going to uncheck these and not remove it just because it's an okay application. Like, I use it all the time. I know it's not bad, but a lot of you guys will probably have a lot more than 3 items detected. And what you want to do is you want to just check this box at the top, click quarantine, and once you click quarantine, you should be able to head into detection history and just check this box right here and click delete, and then it'll ask to confirm. Click yes, and bam, the viruses are 100% off your computer. Now we're done with Malwarebytes. Just whenever your computer's running slow, or even I'd say like at least do this like once a month, just run a quick virus scan. It only takes like 5 minutes, maybe 10 depending on your computer, but I just do that every once in a while to make sure, it's not good to have viruses on your computer. But now that we're done with that, we can head into the last application. Now this one's called Nvidia Profile Inspector. I'd highly recommend this if you have an Nvidia graphics card. It's very, very, very helpful, and it allows you to change all your game settings. It's, in a sense, it's just like Nvidia Control Panel, but it's a more in-depth version of Nvidia Control Panel, so you've got more options to change. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open it up. Now you'll see Global Driver Profile Base Profile. What you want to do is hover over that, type in Fortnite, or whatever game you're playing, Fortnite, Call of Duty, etc. Any game you play, just type it in, search it up, find it. Not every game will be in here, but most of them will, especially like the most popular ones. So you're going to want to type Fortnite, click enter. Now you're going to be in the Fortnite specific graphic settings. So I'm just going to show you guys what we want. So you're going to want to have anti-aliasing fix set to off. Now SLI, you can just keep this as the default. Keep all these at the default except for anti-aliasing fix. Make sure it's off. Now frame rate limiter, make sure this one is off. Unless you want your FPS capped at like, let's say like 240 maybe, then frame rate limiter 240, you could do that as well, or 144, whatever your monitor's refresh rate is, you could do that. But I'm just going to keep it at off because, there's, most games nowadays have in-game frame rate limiters, so this isn't a very important setting. You could just keep it off. Now, G-Sync application mode, off. G-Sync requested state, you can just keep this at allow. G-Sync application state, you want it at fixed refresh rate. G-Sync global feature, off. G-Sync global mode, off. Now maximum pre-rendered frames, we're going to want to open this up, change it to 2. Preferred refresh rate, you want to drop it down, highest available. Triple buffering, you want this to be off. It'll give you a little bit more input delay. Not much, but it just gives you a little more input delay if it's on. It doesn't make much of a difference in looks-wise. Now, vertical sync, force off. Vertical sync, AFR behavior off, standard. You can leave those as long as vertical sync is force off. That's all that matters. Now, anti-aliasing gamma correction, you can leave this at off. Line gamma off. Anti-aliasing mode, just override any application setting is fine. Now, anti-aliasing setting is off. You want that to be. Now, transparency super sampling, you want to drop this down. Set it to AA underscore mode underscore replay underscore mode underscore all. Now, you want to scroll down to 4 texture filtering. Now, you want to leave this off. Anti-tropic filtering mode off. Now you want to see anti-tropic filter optimization, set that to on, and also make sure this is on. Also make sure this one's on. Now Lod Bias Dx, this is a very important setting, so I'll just explain it real quickly. So the lower the value, the better your game looks, but the higher the value, the more FPS and the less input delay you'll get. So if you go over 1, your game's going to start looking really choppy. I used to play on 1.25 just because I wanted to get the maximum FPS and stuff available. But I would recommend either 0.5 or 0.75. I'm going to stick with 0.75 just because it gives you a lot more FPS and a lot less input delay. So I'd recommend 0.5 or 0.75. If you're sitting at 0.5, it'll make a slight difference, but you won't really notice it, and you'll be getting a lot more FPS, so I'd recommend it. Now, texture filter quality, make sure this is set to high performance. Now, trilinear optimization, turn it on. And enable Ansel, you can just leave all of these at the default, except power management mode, prefer maximum performance, threaded optimization, on. You can leave it at auto or on. I recommend if you have 6 cores or more, actually no, scratch that. If you have 4 cores or more, set this to on, otherwise leave it at auto. Now, those are the only settings in here that we need to change, but before you exit out, make sure you hit apply changes at the top. Now, once you've applied changes, you can exit out. And yeah, guys, that's basically been it for this video. If you stayed around till the end, let me know in the comments how this helped you out. And yeah, guys, I will be seeing you every single week at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Love all you guys. Thank you so much. If you are new here, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, everyone. Let's get it. Road to 1,000. I'm also streaming live on Twitch every single day at twitch.tv/Zebruhfy. Make sure you go check it out. It's pretty lit. We have a great time every single day. And yeah, I love you guys. Peace out.